All right, guys. This is Fula coming to you with another Guerilla boxing. I know I haven't been making videos as consistently as I usually do, but I mean, if you want to subscribe to my other channel, you can. It covers basically the things that I couldn't really cover on this channel because I got flagged by the hyenas. So if you want to subscribe to my other channel, feel free to do so. But I'm still gonna keep this moving, I'm still gonna inshallah go to fights and stuff like that. But I just been busy as well, preparing for the next chapter that I'm moving into. I'm moving into a big chapter for boxing and a big chapter in just life in general. But what I wanted to do is kind of do a two for one today. The first thing I want to talk about are these bag mitts from Rival. They're basically like they're. I guess you want to say they're minimalist gloves, and what it really entails is that these gloves are designed for like how they did it in the old school, where it's where they where basically this is what they hit the bag with, in the old school days. I think many of the old school boxers use those bag mitts. And in essence, what these generate is they generate fast twitch muscle, and they also generate proper technique when you're punching as well. Because they're so minimal, that's what they're designed to do, so that your punches can be precise and your punches can be correct. You know what I mean? The thing is with this thing, many times sometimes that we get into a habit that we may not punch correctly, and then that may damage our whole thing. It may like damage the wrist area, it may even damage the forearm, it may damage your hand. So this is what this is pretty much designed for, is that factor, for you to punch correctly. Now, because it is minimalist, you can't just wear this without any protection. So what I recommend you do is, of course, you have hand wraps on, and you also put a knuckle guard on your hand wrap as well. Be it, it can be like I want to say it can be like one of those, I guess one of those jail guards that they have, and it can also be just any knuckle guard, whether you use like the toilet paper method when you put like toilet paper on your knuckles to protect it, then I recommend you do it that way. Now, this thing is pretty good because I'm not gonna lie, when I was throwing punches on it, like it gets to a point where your hand, you don't even see your hands, you know what I mean? And so once you take these off, you know, what I recommend you do, if you have a chance, is that I recommend you actually punch with weights with these things, because when you punch with weights, it actually gives you a I want to say it gives you a even more of a good impact on the bag, and so this is what I like these for, is speed and the fast twitch muscles basically, and because of the technique, because of its minimal design, is going to stress technique. Now, one thing too that will help you punch better is that this thing right here, there's like a bar. I want to say there's like this little plastic bar thing that goes across, and so what that does is it actually I want to say it allows you to grasp. It basically allows you to grasp and make a fist in a better way. So when you're punching, the posture of your fist will be even better. You know what I mean? So this is the one thing I like about these. Now, because of their minimalist nature, I don't recommend that you use it on a very, very stiff bag. What I recommend you do is that you use it on a bag, like a water bag is good. Aqua bags are good. Use it on like kind of like a softer bag, because if you use it on one of those hard bags, there could be a chance that you may feel some discomfort in your punching. These are like, they go for like 44, I think. And they're called RB5 Bagg Mitt Rival. So they're a good investment, especially if you're looking for those fast twitch, and especially if you're looking for like the good techniques. So out of 4 stars, I give these things a 4. Definitely. Now, in terms of boxing news, we kind of knew the inevitable was going to happen. So after Ramadan, we're not going to see the fight that we want to see, which is Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol for undisputed. What we're going to see is we're going to see Dmitry Bivol fight Joshua Buatsi, more or less so, and then we're going to see Arthur Beterbiev. He will fight Callum Smith. Yes, that's who he is fighting next. He will be fighting Callum Smith. The WBC, them and their just outright blatant racism, is trying to keep there from being a Russian, and mind you, these guys aren't even ethnically Slavic Russians. These dudes just have Russian nationality. One is Chechen, right? And then the other one is Dmitry Bivol. He is of Kyrgyz background, and when we get deeper, I think his mom is Kyrgyz and his father is from Moldova, if I'm not mistaken. They just happen to hold Russian nationality. Now, with that all being said, there is the good news is some of these fights are being made on these different networks, so we can kind of see that maybe there is a tide changing in boxing. For example, we have Stephen Fulton. He is fighting Inoue in Japan. I don't know about the details in the promotion as far as the promotion is concerned, but the fact that that fight was able to happen goes to show that, the whole narrative that they're pushing about, oh, these fights can't happen is, it's kind of, it's irrelevant at this time. You know what I mean? That this narrative is being pushed now. We now that in this case, we don't even need to even entertain that these fights cannot happen. Now, another thing too is that with the Ryan Garcia and Tank fight, you saw the zone in the background. So yes, that fight happened. Now, I don't know if this is going to be on Showtime or if it's going to be on DAZN, but the fact of the matter is that Ryan Garcia, he's a DAZN fighter. Tank, he's a Showtime fighter. So that just goes to show that fight is happening despite the promotional blocks that may be in the way. Now, some other news that came to us, we can just clearly say that Triple G is rolling off into the sunset. He has vacated his, I believe he vacated his IBF belt. This means that basically means that Arislandi Lara, the American Dream, he is now the full champion. He is now like the full champion of the IBF because, again, when we look in the past, Arislandi Lara has said and has stated that he would give Triple G tremendous issues. Apparently, with that being said, I guess with Triple G's actions, that just goes to show that he didn't have any intention to want that fight. You know what I mean? He didn't really want to fight Erislandy Lara. Now, what this does is this does like open up the floodgates at 160. Now, what may happen is that I don't know if this is true, but they're talking about Danny Garcia and Erislandy Lara, them making that fight. Now, further on down the line, you have Erison Lubin and Luis Arias, who I believe they're fighting at 160 in June. So they can possibly contend for that belt as well at 160. Now, another player that you have in that 160 is you have Janibek Alimkuli. And, you know, he has the best chance at maybe collecting a few more belts due to the simple fact that he's already holding a belt. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it'll be interesting. Possibly the 160 can be resurrected and revived, because, you know, when there were certain people down at 160, it kind of made things exciting, but now it's kind of like dull, bland. Now, in terms of what Jamal Charlo is going to do, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he's going to stay at 160. I don't know if he is going to actually move up to 168, because he said he wants the Caleb Plant Benavidez winner, but, you know, with Jamal Charlo, we don't know what to expect from him. That's the thing. You never know with this guy. You know, you just never know. So, with that being said, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about, and then I'll end this video. I'm trying to think what was the other thing I wanted to mention. I don't know how true this is, but hopefully it's not true. I mean, it would absolutely make no sense at all if they had this fight. This fight would be meaningless. I don't know if it's true or not, but there was talks. I saw a post. I don't know how true this post is, but I heard that Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora were going to fight for a fourth time. Yeah. I don't know what the point of that fight would be, but yes, I heard that they were going to fight for a fourth time. You know, of course, nobody wants to see the fight, but, you know, this is what we got. We'll just have to see if it's true. We'll just have to see if there's any facts to it. But yes, that's what is circulating now, that he will be fighting Derek Chisora again. But with that being said, that's all I got for now, guys. I don't really have any other boxing news right now. You know, I guess the main news is the fight to look forward to is the David Benavidez and the Caleb Plant fight. That's what everybody wants to see. Should be a good fight. You know what I mean? So, inshallah, you know, it'll be good. It'll be good. But with that being said, Fuller signing out. Njadama.